Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your August 2023 tarot card reading. Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are new, my name is Jane. So this month is a really cool month. I'm very excited about August. I think this is kind of the month where we really start to awaken as the sun comes into its dignified position here in Leo, and then we move on into Virgo, which is going to help with the activity levels, which could be really, really fantastic for us. Now, I do apologize. I did not do the July astrology videos. For those of you who have been with me on my journey know that I have some health issues. And actually, June and July, there were some things that came up, and it was just a lot harder to do things. I have to prioritize my Soul Seekers group, so I always try to get their content out. This month, I am hoping to do the August. We'll see how everything goes, the August astrology videos, so keep your eyes open for that. If I don't get it, it's probably just because I'm struggling just a little bit. So feel free to watch these tarot readings for either your sun, moon, or rising sign. If you're here for love, you can certainly check out your Venus sign as well. And that's pretty much it. Thanks everyone for being here. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your August 2023 tarot card reading. I hope you are all doing amazing. So let's get started with a card here from my intuitive deck just to open up the channel. I'm feeling like a really good ordered chaos, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Like there's a lot going on. Maybe there's a lot of moving pieces. Maybe there's a lot of people. Maybe there's a lot of transitions. And yet you do seem to be focused at the same time, which I think this is actually one of the places that Sagittarius really thrives. You know, one thing I love about Sagittarius is the symbol of like the hunter, right? With the bow and arrow. And even the actual glyph is like a bow and arrow, right? So you take the arrow and you point it at a target and you hit that target. But there's a playful nature with which how Sagittarius goes about doing that too. So it feels like a nice balance between the playfulness and the chaos of being a mutable sign, but still with that crystal clear, sharp intention for where it is you want to go. Now, you may not, we'll see what the rest of the cards have to say, but what I'm feeling intuitively here is that there's kind of this paradox going on where there's a lot of movement and not enough movement at the same time. And this is what happens when Venus does something, or even South Node in Libra, okay, Venus being the ruler of Libra. So there's all these Venusian themes when it comes to balance and things coming into an equilibrium. And we do need to handle the paradoxes of life during this time. And that can be annoying because it's not always super crystal clear about, about how this is all going to go down. But at the same time, I think Sagittarius, you're in a good place where you can have faith, right? You can have faith that this is all going to come together in its own perfectly beautiful, chaotic kind of way. And to just rest easy with that and roll with the punches and have a good time and not let anything bring you down too far. Because I know Sagittarius, you can feel very, very deeply. With that Jupiterian rulership, it goes both ways. But to not let it go down too far and really focus on the things that are working, okay? So we're going to start with the Major Arcana card here. Oh, the Sagittarius card even. And I love that it's Temperance because it's all about moderation. You know, this is, even though there are openings for extremes to be experienced, when we're in the middle of those extremes and we are kind of stoic or disciplined and we're peaceful and we're calm and we're non-judgmental and we're not hard on ourselves, things tend to just go on around us, and then it's just us peacefully in the center. And I feel like that's a perfect card to get for you guys for your reading, which is amazing. I like Temperance a lot. You know, it's the reminder that not everything in life has to always be so big and so huge, and that we can just live peacefully and quietly while still accomplishing great things. You know, great things does not always mean great disruption, And so while everything is taking its sweet time to come to order, you can just be, And I think being okay with the chaos, being okay with the movement versus non-movement is going to be your greatest strength right now. Okay, so let's take a look at who's in the environment that you need to be aware of this month. It's going to be a court card. Beautiful. I love that because it matches kind of the romanticism of everything. And Leo season can be an extraordinarily romantic time. When I say romance, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a romantic relationship. Okay, we can romanticize a lot of different things about our life. And I think this is someone that matches that, who really sees the magic and the beauty in a lot of the more mundane and regular things. And this is one of the best things about having Jupiter in the 6th. There's a lot of pleasure and a lot of abundance in just, pouring yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or sitting by the window on a rainy day and reading your favorite book, or going for a walk at sunset, those types of things. This is someone with whom you can share that. And if you do have a romantic partner, chances are romance has the potential to deepen and grow, and intimacy can become more, more bound. You can become more bound with one another. And this is someone who wants to do that with you, who admires you, who respects you, who really enjoys being with you, and you make each other laugh, and you can really look at the better, brighter things in life. A Knight of Cups is somewhat poetic as well, which is always really beautiful too. And this is kind of a Piscean quality. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be a Pisces person per se. It could be any zodiac sign. But, hold on, I have like a little hair on my tongue. But there's a kind of a quality of the rose-colored glasses. I'm not saying this person is incapable of seeing all the bad. It's just like, well, why would I focus on that type of thing? So I really love that for you for this month. All right, let's take a look at the 9-card block, starting with the first 3 cards. For Sagittarius, accelerated motion. Yes. Fulfillment of wishes. That card's been coming out quite a bit this month. And throat chakra. Okay. So one thing about the throat chakra, right? It's a creative chakra, and it's really where thoughts and ideas first come into form, right? When we think of language and using our voice and our voice box and our vocal cords, we have an idea, we have a thought, and then our breath pushes through, and we move our mouths, we move our tongue, and we have these vibrations that happen. These are vibrations that are a signification of our thoughts and feelings. It's it is associated with, the Bible, where God, says, let there be. I'm not a Bible person. I don't know the line, but like the first line in the Bible in Genesis, where God creates everything, it's first a sound, right? So it is a creation thing. And right now you are in a creative space. And I think that's what the chaos really represents. So all the moving pieces and all the things that you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to handle all of this. There's so many people and so many phone calls and so many emails, and it's just this whole whirlwind of stuff. But it's a sign that something is coming into form. And I think that's a beautiful thing, especially when it comes to our manifestations. We've all been asking for things for a really long time. And I think having Saturn in rulership since 2018, I'm not saying you haven't accomplished anything, okay, but it does make it harder, and it makes the road a lot more treacherous sometimes when Saturn is in rulership. So this feels more easy to me. And we have fulfillment of wishes, saying that this is something that is in the works. It's happening now. And maybe some of you are even actualizing some of the incredible things as we speak. Hopefully. I hope you are. I hope that you are seeing things come to fruition and having people around you that you can genuinely share that with. The thing about the Knight of Cups is this is not someone who's going to be jealous of you. It's not someone who's going to be really nice to your face and mean to your back. This is someone who's like, well, your success is my success. So I'm so happy you're successful because that means we are successful, and that means that we can improve our lives. This is not like a mooch type of person. It's not a toxic person in any way, shape, or form. And in a way, maybe like if you're not romantically or legally bound to this person, maybe it's just a friend, it may also inspire them to do their dreams and to pursue what it is that they want as well. And maybe there's kind of a mutual inspiration going on there with the Knight of Cups. But with accelerated motion, things are starting to speed up for you. Even though like this is the fast moving and this is the slow moving. So I was talking about that paradox. You'll see, I think you'll really notice, not only with Leo season, but as we make our way through Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio seasons as well, things are going to start to like really take shape and the new life that you're creating, because we are all doing it right now, especially with Jupiter being in Taurus. Taurus is a zodiac sign of life. We have to remember that. It is opposite of Scorpio, which is death, signifies life. All right, so new life is imminent when Jupiter is in Taurus. So that's one of the reasons why things are kind of like trying to come to the surface. They're trying to sprout. All right, and it can start quickly. Like, have you ever planted a seed before? And you know that it'll sit in that dirt for a long time, and then all of a sudden it pops up, and then boom, all of a sudden it starts to take off. That's kind of where we're at. So you're in such a good place, and we'll see what else comes out. But as it stands with these cards, I'm feeling a lot of positivity throughout the month of August. We have the Devil card. We have spiritual strength. And awareness. So this is like the Devil card. This is like the Magician card. And I don't even mind the Devil because it feels disciplined. And this is that aspect of you that has that arrow pointed straight at the target. This is the part of you that's not worried about all of the extraneous things that are going on that are beyond your control. That's the thing with the chaotic stuff. Like if it's not within your realm of control, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. And you don't have to try to fix everything. You don't have to try to jump in and make everything the way you think it should be. The discipline and the focus and the control needs to be dedicated toward yourself, needs to be dedicated toward the things that you're working on and the things that you're desiring, the things that you're creating right now. And everything else is going to fall into place. And I really hope that I can hit that home, right? That the only thing you have to focus on is the thing you want to focus on. And everything else will kind of, I'll even say the word magically, although it won't really be magically, but you get the idea. It will inspired by forces beyond you, come together. Now, please keep in mind too, I'm not telling you to shirk all your responsibilities and not pay your bills or whatever. Those still need to get paid. You still need to, do your laundry and brush your teeth and do all that type of stuff, obviously. But when it comes to your creations, focusing on what it is you want to create, whether it's a project at work, whether it's a household project thing you've got going on, whether it's a new art thing, you're writing a new book, you're starting a new painting, I don't know, whatever it is you have. That's where the discipline needs to be. And I think there are going to be a lot of fluctuations within that process. And that's where the spiritual strength comes in, and even the Magician, the awareness card too. Now, the awareness or the Magician card, we have to remember, is just a beginning. It's just a potential. Now, even though I'm sensing that things are coming into form for you, Sag, I feel like whatever is coming up behind things, that's going to have kind of a heavier weight to it. It's going to pack a punch to it. And it's going to be really supportive of all the things you currently have going on. So this awareness, something coming into your awareness, often comes through as like a new idea that is matched with a desire. And I had this conversation with Scorpio as well. Scorpio is a relevant zodiac sign for many of you because you're actually Vedic Scorpios. And plus you also have Scorpio in your 12th house, which is deeply connected with our unconscious realms, okay? So it makes sense that the readings kind of match a little bit. The potential that comes through with this card, it does require attention and energy and investment. Potential can be squashed, it can be ignored, it can be, rejected, and that's fine, although I don't think you'll feel fine about it. This feels like something, it's like, if I don't do this, I'm going to kick myself later on. I need to do this. Even if it doesn't work out, I still need to do it. And that might be a lot of where the kind of discipline is focused too. It's the thing that you can't get out of your mind. It just kind of got its hooks in you, and you're not going to be able to untether yourself. This is not driven by ego. I really want to hit that point home. Our ego and our wounds and our traumas right now, I don't really believe that that's where we're operating from if we are, open to our souls. Okay, if we're completely closed off, then yeah, maybe. But I suspect you're here watching tarot readings and astrology readings and all of that because you're beyond that a little bit. So the soul is really pushing its agenda, quote unquote agenda, its ambition, it's pushing it through. And there's a realignment that's going on. There's a restructuring that's happening, which is probably why all this chaos is going on. Something has sort of thrown a wrench in the spokes, and there needs to be, everything, the dust needs to settle, if you will. But it doesn't mean you're going to completely drop all of these other manifestation things, because you're not. You're going to keep going with those things. And whatever it is that's coming in through August and September, I honestly believe that this is going to be so supportive and lift. It's like kind of, here you've got something going on. Here comes this awareness card, and it just kind of pushes everything up. So this stuff is going to only improve with the addition of this idea or this desire. And sometimes this can feel obsessive as well, because again, it locks in. And you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do it. I got to explore it. I got to try it. I got to research it. I got to figure it out. It can have an obsessive quality to it. And it can also add to the movement. This is a card ruled by Mercury as well. So Mercury is all about movement and rearranging of things. So not surprised that the chaos is present. But with the spiritual strength card, this really is about, kind of overcoming any fear, overcoming the insecurities and the doubts. And a lot of those doubts are going to come because when you're looking around and you can say, all right, well, I could seriously freak out about this situation. I could seriously freak out. This isn't going the way I was expecting or the way I ultimately want it to. But I'm going to choose not to freak out and just kind of let everything play out the way it needs to. And I'm going to shift my focus elsewhere toward this. I'm going to be disciplined about it. I'm going to try. I'm going to give it my best. And I'm going to allow it to show me really what it wants from me. Because this does feel inspired. It feels like Sagittarius is this vessel for something bigger than just you. And if you allow yourself to be a vessel, this is when we accomplish great things. Okay? And I don't see, I'll pull out 3 more cards, but with fulfillment of wishes and accelerated motion, I see this going very well for you. Genuinely. Very, very well. All right, what else? For Sagittarius, we have transformation, which is like the death card. Beautiful. Intuition, the high priestess. And truth. A lot of major arcana for you today. And that's the judgment card. So, transformation, death. Yes, we're all going through that to some degree, and I'm going to say that every single month until the end of 2024, so buckle in. You're in for a bumpy year and a half with me on that one. Pluto coming back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn. We're all changing, every single one of us. We are all opening up new chapters. Is it going to, add to all the stuff going on? Yes. But again, Temperance, I think you feel really good about it. It feels right for you. It feels like you are, I don't know, moving into a space of your life where things are finally going to be easier. And again, I'm not saying you haven't had successes in the past. I mean, past 15 years, it's a long time. I've known a lot of Sagittarians to go out and make a lot of money, build big businesses. They've done very well romantically and having children and all of that. But if it has felt like an uphill battle, I'm kind of getting a sense that you're over that. You're over the uphill battles all the time and ready for things to coast a little bit. And what's being created is a life that can support coasting. Okay? A life that's going to support you catching the waves instead of continually getting battered up against them. Because this is what happens when you are in a greater state of peace. This is what happens when you alleviate a lot of unnecessary things. It's what happens when you pull yourself away from things that don't ultimately align with your greater vision. When you separate from unhealthy and toxic people that just keep sucking the life out of you, right? You come back to life. And something feels soft and right about whatever is going on. And that's the important thing, is that it feels right. And we don't often, have moments like that where we're like, you know what? Yeah, this does feel right. And we feel so secure in what's going on and so secure in how this is happening, in spite of the fact that we might not have a lot of control over most of it. If you can wake up in the morning, Sagittarius, and just do the things that you promise yourself you're going to do and keep the promises and commitments to yourself, you are way, way, way ahead of most people. And operating and living a life of truth. And I think you're a really truth-oriented sign anyway. You are Sagittarius after all, right? This is the Zodiac sign, often connected with God and spirituality. So truth is such an important thing for you. But living, there's two different truths, right? There's the truth of the world, and then there's the truth of yourself. And sometimes the truth of the world is a lot easier to see than the truth of yourself, because there are so many layers. And it's always peeling back, and it's always revealing more, and that blossom is always blooming, and it's always changing. And so to be aligned with your core truth, which is the soul level truth, is, I think, what's happening right now for you. This is the recalibration. Let me tell you why this is also spiritual, by the way, because this Venus retrograde during Leo season is happening in your 9th house, which is a house of seeking. So if you're willing to listen with the High Priestess, and you're willing to find those quiet moments, and you're willing to align with positivity and optimism and hope, I think these new doors are going to start showing up for you, and you are going to feel so excited about it. And it's going to bring you to life, or back to life if you've been struggling with, just feeling kind of stagnant, It's going to spark within you, and it's going to give you a purpose. And when you wake up in the morning, you're going to be like, all right, I know, I'm excited today because this is what I've got going on. I'm excited to do this and excited to do that. And, this is just a different time. And it's going to continue to blossom, and it's going to be really fun to experience. I'm not saying it's all going to be perfect, because it's not going to be. Planets still keep going around. They keep aspecting each other. There's going to be ups and downs like always. It's still life. But ultimately, I feel like Leo season is opening the door wide freaking open. And all we have to do is step through it. And the way we step through it is just by accepting whatever idea and whatever desire is really creeping into our hearts. Now, if you're in a state of desperation and you're just grasping for the next thing, it's probably not going to be the right thing for you, and it will fizzle out fairly quickly. like you wake up one morning and you're kind of worried about what you're doing with your life. And so you say, all right, well, I'm just going to go get a new job. And then you go get a new job. And then it ends up being the exact same type of situation that you were in before, right? Because you were just trying to change the circumstances in order to change your life. This is more about changing yourself in order to change your life. And that's why the peace and the moderation and the stoicism with that temperance card is so important. Because you're either in the center of the chaos and observing it happening all around you, or you are in the chaos. And when you're grasping and doing things out of desperation, and you wake up one morning and have this idea and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to go do it. And you hurry up and you throw everything up in the air and you kind of, mess everything up because, it's just, you had this idea today. You're not really doing yourself any favors. So when this comes, it's really important to just kind of sit with it and see how it makes you feel. Does it make you feel at peace? And this is where spiritual strength and that notion of self-control really comes in. Does it make you feel at peace, or does it make you feel desperate? That's really the question to ask. Does it make you feel like it's truly right, or does it just feel like a reaction to a circumstance that you're not very happy about? Because if it's just a reaction, you can make a change, but it's not going to really change a lot. So you sit with it. Tap into this temperance. There's a reason why temperance is the ruler of Sagittarius. Meditation, connection, communing with spirit, listening, being out in nature, disconnecting from things, and allowing a transference to occur. Okay? It's a beautiful month. It really, really is. So I'm going to pull out the clarifiers. All right. So for those of you who are new here, I'm going to pull out a whole bunch of cards, and we're going to talk about these in the comprehensive reading. And the link for the comprehensive reading will be in the description box. So be sure to check it out. So we have a 10 of Wands to clarify the temperance. 3 of Coins. Beautiful. And last but not least, for temperance, we have a King of Wands. Love that for a Sag. Okay. And for the Knight of Cups, what do we need to know? For the environment, 3 of Wands, Star, 8 of Wands. Excellent. Okay. Now for the accelerated motion card. Ten of Coins. Why am I not surprised? Page of Coins. Hierophant. Fulfillment of wishes. 6 of Swords. 5 of Wands. King of Cups. 2 of Wands. 8 of Coins. Strength. Page of Swords, 3 of Coins. I thought I already got it. Oh, I did get it. Okay, 7 of Cups. The Sun, beautiful. 10 of Cups, even more beautiful. Oh my gosh, Ace of Cups. Listening to this right now is leading to so much good in your life. 6 of Wands, beautiful. Ace of Wands. 4 of Cups. 4 of Wands. Another Magician card. And another Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. Ace of Swords. 6 of Coins. Excellent. Chariot. 9 of Swords. And 2 of Cups. Okay. All right. So this is where we are going to pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. All right, Sagittarius, I love you. Have an amazing Leo season and beginning of Virgo season. And I will see you next month. Take care. Bye-bye.